how much would you as a director or your film benefit?
Well, this is the first time we're screening English August to an Indian audience. We haven't had any screening so far, and we're having a public screening here as well. So it will be interesting to see how an Indian audience reacts. And after all, it's an Indian film, and I would like it to get across to an Indian audience. And we have made a breakthrough in the sense that we have got theatrical release for the film. We've got distribution, and we're going to release it soon after the festival. We're still sort of determining our plan. We're not yet precisely sure of when. So it's interesting just to see what one can get in terms of that. But in terms of participation, I don't know whether there's a strong sales participation in this festival as yet, which there has been in most of the other festivals, with distributors and television people, and festivals have become a very aggressive kind of playground, where you really sell your film. And it's not just this place where you go and watch. For film producers and directors, it's not this place where you just go and watch nice films or good films, but it's much more than that. There's a business of filmmaking which goes on, which is very important if you're going to be making films. I don't see too much of that here, but then it's only the second day of the festival, so I hope that it kind of gets underway. And I think that's very important for other filmmakers also. It's really important because not all of us have an opportunity to keep getting our films abroad, and we do need a showcase for buyers and festival directors, other festival directors, to come in where they can see our films. So that's why a festival is, I think, important, and I hope this festival really is able to achieve that.
What are your future plans as far as films are concerned?
Well, now that I've made a feature and I've enjoyed making it, and I had a wonderful time with my cast and crew, even though it took us 4 years to make, and it's been very difficult not getting the money and getting rejection slips from almost everybody, but I still want to continue making it, making films. And I have 4 projects actually, 2 which are films which have been just offered, which are foreign productions, basically, one from LA and one from Canada. And I have a film which I am collaborating with Amitav Ghosh on, the author, on Ahmad Ibn Majid, the navigator who brings Vasco da Gama to India. And there's a film on 3 short stories by Mahashweta Devi called The Hunt, which I'm collaborating with Shabana Azmi on. And so they're the 4 projects which are sort of on stream. I've also been asked to do a film for 100 years of cinema on one cinema theater of my choice. That's for a European television network. They've selected 12 directors from all over the world, so I've been asked to do a film. So that's what's in the future. But you never know with feature films, because you never know which project is going to get green lighted. It all depends. You may have many projects, and at various stages they may just not come through, or you might go ahead and stuff. So you always hope, and you always work towards just making sure that one of your projects at some point in time gets the green light, and then you go ahead and you can make it.
You've just talked about future projects, and I can see that you have this inclination to making films on books or stories that have already been written. Why that special other thing?
No, everyone in the cinema business tends to typecast people really immediately. I mean, 5 days ago I was making documentaries, and everyone said you can't do anything but documentaries. And now, after seeing this film, they say you can't do anything but make features. And then when they say, oh, it was translated, it was adapted from a novel, and it's really well adapted, then that's all you can do. It's not true. The Vasco da Gama is an original screenplay. It's based on just an idea that Amitav has. It's not based on any of his books. The Mahashweta stories are short stories, and the other 2, yes, they're all both based on books. It just so happens that they're based on novels.
Finally, as a director, what was the most satisfying thing in English August for you?
What is the most satisfying thing? The most satisfying thing, I think, was the response that the audience has had to the film. And particularly so when we had our first screening in Toronto, where we had an international mixed audience which was watching this, which was both our screenings were sold out, and which we weren't aware of. We didn't know that they were going to be sold out, and we had no walkouts, and the audience reaction was just phenomenal. They really liked the film in ways beyond what what Upamanyu and I had imagined. You know, we never thought that things of this, the kinds where they were responding and they were laughing and stuff, would actually, you know, that were going to be funny. Because after 4 years, you just think that, you know, no, your film is not funny and it's awful and it's boring and nobody wants to watch it. And to a point where we thought, you know, let's pull this film, we're not going to show it. But actually sitting and watching my film with that audience was like watching a new film altogether. It was an experience beyond words, because I began to enjoy it for the first time. I think that's something which one will always remember, and it's a good feeling, you know, when your film works, not with critics, you know, because they're just like a dozen of them and stuff, and it's not that important, but when it works with people, and I think that's really important.
Thank you and all the best.
Yeah, thanks a lot.